So sorry about that abrupt ending there. My Wi-Fi went out. It hasn't done that since before the last time I streamed, which was months ago. And all of a sudden it just decides it wants to and die on me. So that sucked. But I paused it because I got the alert immediately that my connection dropped because I'm using a wired Ethernet cable from my PS5 to my modem now. So I get the alert automatically whenever it disconnects. So I was able to notice that right away. But I'm back now, and you missed nothing. I paused it immediately. So
You for one entire year. Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
yeah, it's gone from
I felt nothing at all but
2 weeks to a year, and then assumedly it's been like 2 years since then, possibly 3. Never is really letting the place go. The plant, as you'll notice, has completely died. The clock has fallen off from its nail.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It
He's
was meant
gone
to speak
insane.
to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
And he's silent again. The beeping's gone. And it's almost like Portal, but with time, which is a very interesting thing.
End is never the end, 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 is never the end.
And now he's just repeating the like tagline for the game. And then it's another pause. Next. And the room is starting to fall apart. And now there's like a hole completely in the ceiling. And it's like time-lapse footage, except for instead of a time-lapse, it's just skipping forward. And now nature is healing. And then this is what really gives off some major Portal 2 vibes. And then you press it again, and then it's dark. The plants have all completely died. And there's like weird noises. Press it again. Even weirder noises. Like a demon invasion has happened while you've been time skipped. Press it again. And the button has been destroyed. The hole where this once was is now sealed somehow. But then you come out and you're like, oh. Oh, wow. There's nothing here. And then you realize why the hole's plugged is because it's actually just buried. And now we're in the wasteland of gaming. Everything that once was the Stanley Parable has been eroded with time. And all that's left is you. Mr. Lone Stanley. And then the game stops and restarts.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Thank you. We're gonna do my two endings, I should say, back to back.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Because we'll do the
Yes,
deluxe
truly a
content
room worth admiring,
here in a
but
second.
eager to get back to business,
Because the jump circle
Stanley took the
itself was
first
just a
open door on
teaser.
his
It's like,
left.
hey, here's like a joke on what the deluxe content could be, and it's just
Stanley
a
was so
jump
bad
circle.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look,
First, I'm
Stanley,
going to
I think
finish the
perhaps
phone
we've
room.
gotten off on the wrong foot.
I'm going to take the red door
I'm
over
not your
there,
enemy, really, I'm not.
and
I
then
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
we'll go
There's
for the
someone you
elevator
didn't
ending
blink
after
in,
that one.
Stanley.
Because that one's
Someone
annoying,
you've
but it's
forgotten
at least
about.
interesting.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Uh-huh.
That's her, Stanley. You need... Oh, no, you can't... Did you
Unplug
just
the
unplug
phone.
the phone? Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually
And he's
chose
confused.
incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's
My favorite
definitely here,
ending.
clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music
Liar.
comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
You're a real person.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the
severity of the situation?
Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this
Highly instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of
And this
being
feels
a
like
real
Fallout.
person. But if used incorrectly,
It's like
can
the
also
old-timey,
be the most
like,
dangerous. For example,
business
in this
video.
scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you
Fish.
find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that
Person is not real.
Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness,
Is it 4:30?
I'm supposed
to be having a back sack and crack. My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack.
Making choices on a regular basis.
And that's just what we need to do with people on Twitter or X. Anytime someone has a wrong opinion about a franchise,
do you make more than 8?
is it 4:30? I'm gonna have a back sack and crack.
You wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world. Just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant. And the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
And as you'll notice, there have been changes made to the world. Where there once was freedom, there are now safety rails, because they want to inform you that you have alerted the game to your decisions.
We can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
And now he's talking about
It
narrative
seems this
contradiction.
place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
And yeah, the plank isn't there yet. And then you gotta go back to Stanley's office. Oh, no, you gotta go back to the 2 doors.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
But what he doesn't know...
All you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And it's like, well, what if I don't wanna?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Gotta try to beat the narrative contradiction.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed
My work!
Why? For what?
Why?
What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? If there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do?
I want to get to that door.
What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Have to.
I have to. I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this
Pile of rubbish. With you.
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you
I
think
did
that would
it.
be funny? You just had to see?
Yes.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
No.
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Ah, there isn't.
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you?
Yes.
You're a child.
Possibly.
Oh, my story.
Aw.
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hey, we come through here.
Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
You just get the exact same thing.
Behave exactly as
So it basically re-triggers this choice.
And always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead.
And it treats it as if the game crashes and automatically reloads to this
When
choice.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And this is what happens if you just go this way. For the first time anyway. Like, this is what happens regardless if you choose the left door.
Feeling a wave of
And you'll see what's different about it.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The broom closet's locked.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You cannot go downstairs. The executive bathroom is closed. And as you'll notice, this is not how the boss's office always looks.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week.
And here's the thing.
Shark 115. Was
You
this the code to
can't
open the
use
door?
it.
Would it still work?
Because the game
There
is
was
not
only
programmed
one
to
way
work with a
find out.
microphone.
Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
All you can do is click.
Stanley spoke the code.
Night Shark 115.
He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
But I can't. Because I have no voice.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You
Yes.
didn't mishear me, did you?
No.
Please speak the code into the receiver.
I can't.
Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
This is a bugged version of the boss's room. I can't speak.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
Does he, though?
If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You
I
could have
did.
done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And this is really sad for the narrator.
Stanley? Hello? Are you...
Hello?
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you
I need to make a choice.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
And this is what I would consider the true ending.
Is everything all right?
The narrator learns that you're real. You have to make it. It forces you to make choices, and the game breaks.
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
Do something?
This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Aww.
Take as much time as you need.
Poor narrator.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
When
I'm not
Stanley
doing it
came
yet,
to
though.
A set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I'm going on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
I'm
incredible
going to
it
get
wasn't 5
my
years ago.
less favorite ending out of that door real quick.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
Then
wrong
I'll do
foot.
elevator,
I'm not your enemy.
and then I'll
I'm not. I realize that investing
get the
your trust in
correct
someone else
ending.
can be difficult, But the fact is that the story has been
And
about
I'll discuss
nothing
why
but
I'm not going to do
you
the
all
wrong.
this time.
I'm not going to
There's
get the
someone you've
bad
been
ending of the
neglecting,
true ending.
Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now
Okay.
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah, but the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah, but the blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley
And this is the
walked
door that
through
you
the
saw
red
on the other side of like the
door.
broken office. So he's trying to force you to make this choice. And normally you just be like, oh, it's the only choice. The blue door still exists. It's just, that's the way for my more favorite ending out of these two. I always like the blue pill. Is it the blue pill? Red pill, you stay in Wonderland. Take the blue pill, you see just how far down the rabbit hole goes. That's the Matrix thing.
Thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see
I'll
that
have to double check
really
that
have
quote.
wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop.
And now it's going to loop.
We would both be
So while
much
he's
happier
talking and
if
it's
we
looping, I'm
just
going to double check that
stopped.
Matrix quote.
And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Blue pill, you wake up in your bed and the story ends. Believe whatever you want to believe. Red pill, you stay in Wonderland.
What are we looking for?
So they flipped it. And this is kind of neat. Like, this is like the narrator's good ending.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here,
Baby
right
sensory.
in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Which this makes me really sad. This is why I don't like this ending.
No,
It
wait.
makes me
Where
sad
are
to
you
actually
going?
experience. Because to beat it,
Oh no, stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
yeah,
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
that,
Please,
the
Stanley,
genuine,
think about what you're doing.
like, he can get angry at moments, but the genuine just sorrow and hysteria in his voice when you make for the jump.
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
And if you do and you give him false hope and you come back, it's even worse. So I don't want to do that.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that? My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game?
And it hurts because it's like you like the game and you just want to get the ending.
You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No, I'm doing this because I have to show off the ending. I don't want to do this. And it also hurts because every time you jump off, your trip up the stairs is just that little bit slower. Like, it's literally making you know
A kick out of it.
that
I don't know
you
anymore.
are forcing
wanted to
yourself
feel
up these
alone.
stairs because
But I
you
guess
can't,
that was too much
like,
to ask.
this is full
Looks
speed.
like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well,
And
this one is yours.
you cannot move any faster, and it's just heartbreaking that it forces you to hear this narrator just distraught that he was finally happy. He had a taste of happiness, and you're killing yourself to stop him from having it. It's just
Is it
awful.
over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
And it hurts. Like, that's one ending I don't like. Like, I like to go to
All
that
his
room
co-workers
and then
had
just
gone.
restart the
What
game.
did it
I don't like
mean?
to actually get the
Stanley
ending.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Like, that hurts. Like, my empath impulses are just screaming
When
at me
Stanley
every time I
came to
do
a
that to
set of
just
2
not
open
do that
doors,
again.
he entered the door on his left.
Okay. True ending time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Well,
hoping he might find an answer there.
I'll do this real
Stanley
quick.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here. So he
Because the whole
turned
thing is
around
that
and got
if
back
you
on
do
track.
this and you're going until he asks for another person to come in, you come back in, and then you come into the broom closet
There
again,
was nothing here.
and
No choice to
again,
make,
after 2
no path to
resets,
follow, just
he
an
blocks
empty
off the
broom
door.
closet.
It's
No reason to
a
stay in
decent
here.
Easter egg, but I just don't enjoy it. But, yeah, I'm not interested. And there's
Coming to a
nothing else
staircase,
downstairs for
Stanley
you
walked
anymore.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Because all that's downstairs is the dream hysteria ending. Then we come through here.
Stepping into his manager's office,
And then this
Stanley
is a
was
fun
once
thing
again
that you get if
stunned to
you
discover
beat
not an
him to the
indication
code.
of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a
And he
single minute to
chastises
just
you
let
for
the
it.
narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Calming. New Age music. Here we go.
Feeling soothed and
Rejuvenated.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. And down we go. And the true
Descending
ending
deeper into the building,
is an
Stanley
ending.
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me.
And it went
Why
back
did
up.
Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
And yeah, this is a little joke ending where it's like you're making the same choice repeatedly to just stay in the elevator, and it triggers some funny consequences. Because you can't activate the button until you come back into the boss's office,
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office.
and then you turn
Exactly
back
the way it was
around.
before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never
And he's just
anticipated.
so
It's that keen eye for
smarmy.
storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat. Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming
Up with all this, and he's just sarcastic. And then if you just keep going up and down the elevator, you'll trigger an ending. Because it gives you multiple chances to just either continue or stay in the boss's office.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
And it's just like... You don't have to be so sassy, Mr. Narrator. And then you have to go in and listen to his speech about the boss's office again before you can go back down. It's what makes this ending pretty tedious.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
Suspenseful sacks.
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
This is pretty cute, though.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No!
I need more time to process! It's just like, okay, you're being extra sassy. Like, why are you doing this, Mr. Narrator?
All right, of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Yep, because now what we're going to do... And did you guess what we're going to do next? We're going back up the elevator. And this should be the final time. Because he should stop us mid-elevator and say that we're going to start going slower.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation.
It's a patience, Stanley.
You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now.
And now we're not going to be going to the boss's office. We're going to an actual,
and it's really all because
like,
of
concert hall.
You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press
conference for you.
So that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
And this is like a...
The room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
All eyes on Stanley, live on stage. World's healthiest human being, Ultrix revealed, how we did it, the pyramids, the guy who went to Mars, and Stanley. This is an ending I wouldn't be surprised if not many people got. The Stanley Parable presents Stanley tonight live on stage, and it's just all Stanley stuff. And it's like, yeah, um, you have to be pretty weird to go
Why,
up and down the
really?
elevator
I've told
like
them you're going to speak a
4
little bit about
times.
the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
Oh, thank you.
It looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
And you can hear Stanley's heart beating in his ears. And it all goes white, ringing in the ears, run restarts.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, and now I'm going to go do the proper ending.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And I'm going to explain a few endings along the way.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Because on the way to the true ending, there are essentially
Okay, I think we all
4.
know the drill by now. Blah, blah,
Thank
blah.
you.
Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
And that's how you actually get to the speedrun stuff, is you have to trigger that, and then you have to basically restart the game from inside the boss's office, and you'll spawn at the start of the 2 doors, so you'll skip that little walk from Stanley's office to the 2 doors. You just run through here, and then the door will the fireplace will already be lifted when you're approaching the door, and it won't have any pause.
The red mind control facility.
This is what I'll be doing for my last run of this game, for this stream. Like, of the actual, core game. Because that will be pretty fun. It's very meta and very neat. I think that's what I like about this game. This is a very meta game, but it does it very well.
Television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
And so see here, and over there on that platform, you can get on top of a chair, onto a desk, and then onto the railing. And then if you go over the railing, you'll hit the bottom of the mind control facility, and it's basically like the out of bounds thing in the window, except in the original game, you weren't supposed to be able to do that, and they forgot to patch it out, and so a lot of people were like, haha, we found a new bug thing. You don't die when you hit the bottom of the mind control facility, and it's not a true ending, but it also doesn't acknowledge it. We found something the devs forgot. And then so they put in like a song for hitting the bottom of the mind control facility, but you still can't do anything when you get down there. You just have to restart the game.
Now
And it's
the
just
monitors jumped to life.
a commentary about
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
how devs do miss stuff, and they won't necessarily patch it out, but just reference it.
Images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place.
Which I did find pretty funny, because it's like in the Spider-Man PS4 and then Spider-Man Remastered. Because if you don't know, there's some guys on boats out in the distance in Spider-Man PS4, which you can't get to because they're too far out in the distance, and you hit the water and you'll just warp back to shore. But if you go into camera mode, you can shove the camera out there, look at them, and they're very low polygons. But then in Remastered, they're still exactly the same, except they have a sticky note on them that just says, "Did you miss us?"
This mind control facility,
Which I thought was very
horrible
cute.
to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy
And that's
with his
basically what
boring
the
job? That his emotions had
bottom of
been
the mind control
manipulated
facility
to
is. It's just
accept
a,
it
hey,
blindly?
you remember this? Good on you.
No. He refused to
But
believe
I
it. He
didn't
couldn't
ever
accept
play the
it.
original
His
game,
own
so
life
it
in someone
loses
else's
that
control?
value to
Never.
me.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Sadly.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof.
Okay.
The heart of the operation.
And here's the thing.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy.
All these
or sad,
buttons
or
can be
content.
pushed.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from
And-
this very place. And as the cold reality of his past
Okay,
began to
narrator,
sink in,
I'm going to talk over you now because
Stanley
you're getting
decided
annoying.
that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power
There's buttons
over
1,
another human life. For
2.
he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
3 is over there, 4 is up those stairs, and 5 is over here. And this console, you can interact with. Everything in here is interactable, but it's only if you power on the mind control stuff. And then the narrator's like, oh, you picked the bad ending. Nothing you do in here will save you. This facility will self-destruct. And it's just telling you that, yeah, you're scrambling around trying to press buttons, trying to find a way to disable it. There is no way to disable it. You are going to die in here because you made that choice. The game will restart, but you will not be able to save this ending. There's like big red buttons, and there's like attempts to like lock the thing. There's buttons 1 through 5. There's things that say button 1. There's things that indicate colors. But none of it interacts with anything else. None of it does anything. It's just a futility lesson of, hey, your choices will not affect this. You've made this choice, and now you're stuck with it. And that's the whole point of the on
When
button.
at last he found the source of the
And it's
ruined
just
power,
basically
he knew it
the
was his
narrator
duty,
ranting at you for
his
3 minutes.
obligation, to put an end.
And off is the true ending. So I will not be coming down into the mind control facility proper again. I showed the bottom of the mind control facility, well, how to get to it, and explained what it is, because it's really nothing. I explained the self-destruct ending, because it's, again, just that room that we were already in, but the narrator ranting at you about futility of your actions.
Unshackled himself from
And then this
someone
is the true
else's
ending.
command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
And now there's just one more ending before I activate the Ultra Deluxe, and then I'll be doing the last 4 endings.
Streamed into the chamber. He realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley
Was happy. Aww, little Stanley, just a little happy guy. Alright, then we're going to do the adventure line, and then I'm going to end stream, and I'm going to restart it again, because this is going to be VODs on YouTube,
all of his co-workers
and I'm going to
were
see
gone.
about
What
meeting
could it
that
mean?
funny little
Stanley
guy,
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
and then I'll end it again before I do the epilogue stuff, because that'll be the last message you get from him
Stanley
anyway.
came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just
Oh,
to
yeah.
admire it.
Absolutely.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And whoop!
And so
And
he
then
detoured through the maintenance section,
this
walked straight
room
ahead to the opposite door, and got back
is
on
purely
track.
for if you chose the wrong door, it's a second chance to either go back to the main story and do boss's office stuff, or the hysteria ending, or push a button.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Yeah. The Adventure Line's a great ending.
left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute, please?
Has to check the script. But yeah, my favorite endings are...
Let's see. We went down... Right,
the escape pod's neat, but it's none of the boss room, like anything going to the boss's office, or even anything
I've got it now. This
down the
story is
left
absolutely,
door
definitely
is my
this
favorite
way.
ending. All of my favorite endings come from the right-hand side. The "you're a real human, aren't you?"
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your
Spoiler!
eyes.
Spoiler! Spoiler! Which actually, if you look up here from down there, you can see the catwalk.
The whole story
So it's pretty funny.
invisible. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Yeah, the Adventure Line is a solid number 3. The blue door ending, where I was going through the blue door, then I went through the red door. Going through the blue door the third time leads to one of my favorite endings. And then
When Stanley... Wait.
the real human, where you unplug the phone, is number 1 for me.
Completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did
No.
you move the story somewhere, or...
How can I change the story? It's a
Well,
concept.
I'm asking you. I'm the one who wrote the story.
Yeah,
It was right here just a minute ago.
you're the
I
author.
know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
It's just like you come through that door that's blocked. Move over here. And then you're actually not going anywhere at all, because it all loops back in on itself.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you
Yeah.
there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Yes.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Restart! Restart! But you're still on the confusion
All his
ending.
co-workers were gone.
The Adventure Line ending.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse.
And now there's no door.
I'm getting this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. 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 And then you double back.
Aha!
And then...
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Okay, so I have to do a couple more loops.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Yeah, you have to hit the dead end, then you come through this, and then you're in
No,
Rust.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't
guess.
recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
Or maybe
I can't
7
quite
days to
recall, but I
die.
believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
There's
Do you
the
remember,
catwalk
Stanley?
reset,
Well, do you know what?
the reset
Since I've
we just
completely forgotten
had,
what we were supposed to be doing,
this
how about
reset,
this? You win!
and then we're going to do the
Congratulations!
adventure line,
I
and then
know
one
you
more
put in a lot
reset,
of
and then
hard
we'll
work, and it
finish.
really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some
Hey!
people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Whoop. The
All
Stanley
right,
Parable
I've
Adventure
got a
Line.
solution. This
Here's the
time, to make sure we
boy.
don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable
Here
Adventure Line.
comes the
Just follow the line. How
boy.
simple is that?
Hello, boy. Welcome. And then this is like an adventure in how to not follow an
You see,
adventure.
the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't
And then
wherever we
it's...
end up be our destination,
This is a bit
even if there's
trippy.
no story there? Or to put it another way,
And the
is the
adventure line's
story of
also
no
not exactly
destination
perfect
still
either.
a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
Life itself?
Whoa.
Hang on.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Dun, 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 dun,
Wait,
dun.
cut the music. Go back and
Thank goodness I was able to skip through that, because
Fern will be very important
if you
later
follow
in
the adventure
story.
line like
Make
beat for
sure you
beat,
study it
it
closely
actually
and
warps
remember it
space so that it
carefully.
actually takes
You might
longer to
want to say,
follow.
wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
We're back.
And after we trusted you, after
And we're
everything
off
we've
our
been
meds.
through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Hey, look, it's a pirate. Aww.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent.
The adventure
people,
line
right?
TM.
Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ooh, new door. New door.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
And then the adventure
Not
line
you again.
actually
Stanley,
physically
I'd
breaks
also like to
through the
veto line
ceiling.
from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be
Don't
fine.
acknowledge it, TM. I had to put the TM after the it because it's referencing the adventure line, and then it shoots back up into the ceiling.
Ah, a choice. We
And the
get to
choice
make a
that actually
decision.
means nothing.
From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
I'm already doing it.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere.
And this is a lesson in
somewhere, the place where
Occam's
we're trying
razor,
to go,
and
must
he's
be
trying
on
to,
this
like,
door
Death Note, Light
inside.
Yagami.
And that in turn means that our destination...
I will plan around their plan, that they are planning around our plan.
...to inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Logic.
Come, Stanley. Our
Destiny
awaits.
And actually, if you look at it, they both lead to the same room, so it doesn't matter which one he picked.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all
So one giant ending. Yep.
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Yep.
That's really how all this goes? It's all
Determined?
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
And this is meta. It explains the whole thing.
Because it's written here on this
So it's fifth restart, narrator forgets, Stanley attempts to play but is prevented, unable to go anywhere or do anything, game restarts, find the line again, begin following line, identical replica, the office has begun to deteriorate, attempt to make up a story, narrator restarts, no longer an office, only empty space, wander in the blackness, find a bookstore, get bored and leave, narrator restarts, narrator's gone, and then after a period of time, Stanley dies. And then
stopped. Does that mean
he breaks the ending, so it doesn't actually happen.
That made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
Will something happen?
So,
okay.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about
the journey and not the destination.
So I hope that's
Thank you, British narrator.
Right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
And then it actually restarts, and then the ending is no longer ongoing. Thankfully. And then I'm going to do this because
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
This is a trigger for an achievement,
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
but I already have it, so I'm going to see if it triggers it again.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the
trophy, my bad.
Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort
For a noble cause.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38,
No. I'm still not feeling it. I want this
I guess it's 50
to have meant
total.
something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to
see some hustle, Stanley.
I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. Here we go. 417.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Okay, and then you go this way. Da 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 da.
Now, back to door number 437.
Back to 437. I believe you head back to 417 as well, and then you go back to 430, and then you're
Let's
done.
see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine. All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
And it's just
Okay, now
pretty
go
funny.
climb on employee 419's desk.
Which this is actually how I found the input code the first
Yes,
time.
this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416. It's 414. 417. Room 420. Oh, the hallway's blue. That's different. It's not supposed to be like that. I'll investigate that in a moment. 415. Where's 416? I always forget where it is. I don't know why. Four 415, blocked, 414, 451, 452, 453, and I can't go through that door because that'll take me out. Where is 416? Or is it 415? I forget where this stupid room is, or the door. I'm gonna double check that I heard him right. Vaughn, save me! You know, somewhere. 419's desk. And then 416. Is 416 the new content door, and I've just locked myself out because it's technically now just new content? So the door itself is gone. That stinks. Okay, I think I bugged it, but I'm just gonna double check. Because I got this trophy already, so I don't know why I can't find it. Okay, 416 should be the door, first door on the left. After the copier.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Thank you. I'm trying to do this, but it bugged on me. Okay, so this is an actual bug, because this was not supposed to be the way that it is. So I'm going to have to begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so I guess I'm just going to have to do the new content stuff. So I'm going to close the game. We're just going to stop the stream. I will restart it here pretty soon. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you will not notice a difference. But yeah. I will be back momentarily. Peace, peace.